CaitlincLnclark wins the Rookie of the Year. There was one vote for Angel Reese, everybody else for CaitlincLnclark. This is what's happening, is the voters are now putting out on social media, hey, it wasn't me. It is your, that's your prerogative. You can. I mean, I've voted and had people criticize my votes, but I had no problem telling people. I mean, I was proud to be a voter in the NBA. Somebody thinks Angel Reese was the Rookie of the Year? Fine. Maybe it's a writer who covered her team in Chicago. Okay. It's not the end of the world.
What would you do if you found out someone was trying to mess with your success? That's exactly what might be happening to CaitlincLnclark right now. One vote kept her from a perfect rookie season, and the reason behind it might make your blood boil. Are you ready to uncover the truth? Imagine you're CaitlincLnclark. You just had the most insane rookie season ever. You're breaking records left and right. Everyone's talking about you. But then, boom, one person decides to mess it all up. That's crazy, right? Let's talk about Clark's rookie season. She was on fire, averaging 19.2 points and leading the league with 8.4 assists per game. That's not just good, that's Rookie of the Year material. Everyone thought she'd win it unanimously. You know what's even crazier? Out of 67 votes, one person said no to Caitlin. One vote kept her from a perfect rookie season, and you won't believe who might be behind it all.
The WNBA Rookie of the Year race was pretty much neck and neck for the majority of the season, but now the league has officially crowned its queen. CaitlincLnclark is your 2024 WNBA Kia Rookie of the Year. My girl averaged 19.2 points a game, 5.7 rebounds, and led the league with 8.4 assists per game, and that made her the first rookie to ever lead the W in that category. And I mentioned the Rookie of the Year race being tight throughout the season, but she ended up with 66 votes from a national panel of 67 sports writers and broadcasters.
This story gets wild, so stick around. Remember how close Caitlin was to a perfect rookie season? Well, the plot just thickened. The person who voted against her has a name, and there's a wild theory about why they did it. It involves protecting someone else's legacy. Intrigued yet? Let's talk about Cameron Duncan. He's not a player or a coach. He's a journalist who's supposed to be fair and unbiased, but his one vote for Angel Reese instead of CaitlincLnclark is causing a storm in the WNBA world. Why? Because it stopped Clark from getting a unanimous Rookie of the Year award. Now, here's where things get really interesting. Some people are saying A'ja Wilson, the WNBA superstar, might have something to do with this vote. But why would she care about a rookie's award? Well, it turns out this might be about more than just one award. See, A'ja Wilson made history in 2024 when she became the first player to win a unanimous MVP award. That's a big deal. Now imagine if CaitlincLnclark came along and got a unanimous Rookie of the Year award right after that.
CaitlincLnclark showed up, and this is proof that her life is 10 times as hard as, to get the same credit.
People were actually watching her play basketball, so that added stress of the much bigger audience certainly came into play. I don't want to say scrutiny, but coverage is another way of lowering the bar. And I'm going to say this again. This is a Confucius mantra. The standards they set for you is what they really think of you.
Some folks think Wilson wanted to protect her own legacy, but how could Wilson influence Duncan's vote? That's the million-dollar question. Some sources are saying this wasn't just Duncan's personal opinion. They're saying it was part of a bigger plan involving powerful people in the league. Can you believe it? A superstar player might be pulling strings behind the scenes to mess with a rookie's award. This whole situation is making people ask some tough questions. Is the voting process in the WNBA really fair? Can big-name players influence journalists? And what does this mean for future awards? Think about it. CaitlincLnclark had an amazing season. She was leading the league in assists and scoring like crazy. Most people thought she'd win Rookie of the Year hands down, but one vote changed everything. Critics are saying Duncan's vote doesn't make sense. They're pointing out that Clark's stats were way better than Reese's. Reese played fewer games and didn't have as big an impact.
CaitlincLnclark's going to go, can you believe I didn't go unanimous? Now, I thought we would have unanimous MVP and unanimous Rookie of the Year. But it feels like all these voters are like, wasn't me. Wasn't me. Wasn't me. Yes, Paulie. You got that with A'ja Wilson, but CaitlincLnclark all but won, and I don't think it's going to ruin her summer. I don't.
So why would anyone vote for her over Clark? This isn't just about one award anymore. It's opening up a whole can of worms about power, influence, and fairness in the WNBA. People are starting to wonder if there's more going on behind the scenes than we thought. You might think you know everything about this controversy, but trust me, you don't. There's a whole other layer to this story that's been kept quiet. It's about race, it's about power, and it's about to blow the lid off the WNBA's biggest secret. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, race in the WNBA. Some people are saying Clark's success as a white player in a mostly black league is causing some serious tension. It's not just about one vote anymore. This whole thing has opened up a can of worms about who gets to be a star in women's basketball. Think about it. Clark had an incredible season, breaking records left and right. But when that one vote went to Angel Reese instead, people started asking questions. Was it really just about their stats? Or was something else going on? Here's where it gets complicated. Some folks are saying race played a role in that vote. They're pointing out patterns, saying Clark had the numbers to back up her win, but still lost that one crucial vote to Reese.
If you're the person who voted for Angel Reese, clearly I would think that you're aware of what the reaction may be. Would you put your name out there?
Sure.
I don't think they have yet. I'm checking.
Sure. They don't give you guidelines here and say, hey, check off, check this box, that box. If you really feel like Angel Reese was the Rookie of the Year, then just own it. And if they don't, they might just say, look, I voted and, this is who I thought should be Rookie of the Year. I don't agree with it. I thought she would be unanimous. I mean, it's not even close.
On the other hand, you've got people who swear it's all about basketball skills and nothing else. But here's the kicker. This isn't just about Caitlin or Angel Reese. It's about something much bigger. This controversy has sparked a huge debate about representation and recognition in women's sports. Who gets the spotlight? Who gets the awards? And why? The craziest part? The WNBA isn't saying a word about it. They're staying quiet while everyone else is talking. And that silence? It's making people wonder if the league is ready to tackle these tough issues about race and fairness. This whole situation is forcing us to look at some uncomfortable truths. It's not just about one player or one award anymore. It's about the entire system of how we recognize talent in women's basketball. Are we really giving everyone a fair shot? Or are there hidden biases at play? You know what's wild? This controversy might actually be a good thing for the WNBA. It's getting people talking, asking questions, and demanding answers. It's shining a light on issues that have been swept under the rug for too long. But here's the million-dollar question. Will anything actually change? Will the WNBA step up and address these concerns? Or will they keep trying to pretend everything's fine? The league might have hoped this would blow over, but they seriously underestimated the fans. What followed wasn't just backlash, it was a reckoning, and it's forcing everyone to ask, is this the moment that finally changes women's basketball forever? You should have seen how fast things blew up on social media. Fans weren't just upset, they were furious. They started calling for Cameron Duncan, the guy who voted against Caitlin Clark, to be banned from future voting. Can you believe that? One fan even tweeted, "Gotta ban whoever voted for Reese." That's how mad people were. But here's the thing. This isn't just about Caitlin Clark anymore. It's about the whole WNBA. Fans are saying this vote messes with the integrity of the league and its awards. They're demanding answers and transparency from the WNBA about how voting worked. And you know what? The league's silence is only making things worse. Think about it. When a unanimous Rookie of the Year win gets taken away like this, it's not just one player who loses out. It's the entire sport that takes a hit. Fans are starting to question everything. How fair is the voting process? Can we trust the results of other awards? It's a mess. And it's all because of one vote. The craziest part? The WNBA isn't saying anything. No official statements, no investigations, nothing. It's like they're hoping if they stay quiet, everyone will forget about it. But guess what? That's not happening. Fans are keeping this conversation going, and they're not backing down. This whole thing is making people take a hard look at how things are done in the WNBA. It's not just about one award or one season anymore. It's about trust. It's about fairness. It's about the future of women's basketball. Fans are realizing they have the power to shape the narrative, and they're not afraid to use it. But here's the million-dollar question. Will anything actually change? The fans' reaction is forcing everyone to take a hard look at how things are done in the WNBA. They're demanding more transparency, more accountability, and more respect for the game they love. But will the league listen, or will they keep trying to sweep this under the rug? Alright, let's talk about what this whole mess means for women's basketball. One vote against Caitlin Clark has opened up a can of worms in the WNBA. We've got allegations of influence, questions about fairness, and a spotlight on some big issues in the league. Think about it. Is this really the kind of league we want? world, where one vote can cause so much drama and expose so many problems. It's crazy, right? But here's the thing. This might be a turning point for the WNBA. Stephen A. Smith is calling out the league's decision-making. Fans are demanding answers. It's up to us to keep this conversation going. We need to support the players who are changing the game and demand better from the league. Because at the end of the day, this isn't just about one award. It's about the future of women's basketball, and that future is in our hands.